In March 2016, Michelle, after a heated argument with her partner, decides to end their relationship. Devastated, she hastily packs her belongings and leaves her residence, abandoning her engagement ring and keys. Driving away from the urban area, she stops at a gas station and notices a truck parked nearby. Ignoring it, she resumes her journey, but ignores the numerous calls from her ex, who leaves pleading messages on her voicemail. Annoyed by his persistence, Michelle switches on the radio and learns about a city-wide blackout caused by a power surge. Just then, her phone rings again, distracting her. Suddenly, something crashes into her car, causing it to flip over, and Michelle loses consciousness. When she regains consciousness, she finds herself in a dimly lit concrete room with an injured leg. Someone has applied a cast to her leg and secured it to the wall with chains. Despite her efforts, she is unable to free herself from the restraints. Surveying the room, Michelle notices her belongings scattered nearby. Using an IV pole, she retrieves her phone, but to her dismay, there is no signal inside the room. At that moment, Michelle hears heavy footsteps approaching, and Howard enters the room carrying food for her and a gun holstered at his waist. Michelle pleads for mercy, but Howard remains indifferent, tending to the IV bag before stating his intention to keep her alive. He provides her with crutches to aid her mobility and dismisses her threats of involving the police, claiming that nobody is searching for her. Before leaving, Howard hands over the key to the chain. Michelle wastes no time in freeing herself and attempts to unlock the door, but it remains sealed. Undeterred, she improvises by using the key to fashion one of the crutches into a makeshift stake, preparing for confrontation. As she waits by the door, Howard fails to return, prompting Michelle to devise a plan. Setting her shirt on fire, she throws it into the vent, triggering the fire alarm and luring Howard back. When he opens the door, Michelle attempts to ambush him, but Howard swiftly subdues her with a sedative injection. Upon awakening later, Michelle finds Howard bringing her more food and asserts her desire for freedom. Howard dismisses her plea, claiming that there is no escape, as they're safer in his bunker from the presumed nuclear attack that has occurred above ground. Upon Howard's return, he clarifies the noise as Emmett's mishap, attributing it to his clumsiness. Leading Michelle on a comprehensive tour of the bunker, he unveils its well-stocked shelves and amenities, ensuring she understands its comfort. However, despite the apparent tranquility, Howard's lingering suspicion is evident as he instructs Michelle to shower, with the door open, citing his lack of trust. As Michelle notices fluctuations in power, Howard vehemently asserts the absence of external life, using his silent radio as evidence. He cryptically mentions Megan's absence without elaborating further, hinting at untold complexities within their sheltered world. Michelle, still harboring hope for escape, attempts to enlist Emmett's cooperation, only to encounter his agreement with Howard's assertions. His cryptic mention of Megan's absence adds an air of mystery to their confined existence. Howard, weary of Michelle's persistent doubt, leads her to the entrance doors where he permits her a view through the window. Michelle's gaze falls upon the lifeless pigs, purported casualties of the toxic atmosphere. Yet, her attention is drawn to a truck marred with bloodstains, fueling her skepticism further. Emmett divulges details about Howard's past as a military satellite technician. Despite Michelle's suspicions, Emmett recounts witnessing a colossal, explosion-like illumination in the sky, validating Howard's claims to some extent. Emmett recounts his frantic rush into the bunker, which resulted in his arm injury. As Michelle begins to share her earlier observation of a car noise, Howard abruptly interjects, announcing dinner. The meal unfolds in an atmosphere of palpable tension, exacerbated by Emmett's attempts at casual conversation, which infuriate Howard. Seizing an opportunity, Michelle initiates a flirtatious interaction with Emmett, eliciting jealousy from Howard, who pushes her against the wall in a fit of anger. In the ensuing chaos, Michelle manages to discreetly pilfer the keys from Howard's belt while feigning contrition. In that fleeting moment, the distant rumble of another passing car momentarily diverts Howard's attention, providing Michelle with a split-second window of opportunity. With adrenaline coursing through her veins, she seizes a nearby bottle and swiftly brings it crashing down on Howard's unsuspecting head. In the ensuing chaos, she bolts towards the exit, her heart pounding with a mixture of fear and determination. Though she successfully manages to unlock the first door, her trembling fingers falter at the sight of the second. Her nerves stretch to their breaking point. Outside, the sudden arrival of a car near the farm shatters the eerie silence, prompting Michelle to raise her voice in a desperate plea for salvation. As a disheveled woman emerges from the vehicle and rushes towards the bunker door, her tear-streaked face bears silent testament to the horrors lurking beyond. Overwhelmed by the weight of her own desperation, Michelle retreats back into the suffocating confines of the bunker, her dreams of freedom dashed once more. Later, in a rare moment of vulnerability, Howard bares his soul to Michelle, laying bare the tragic tale of his daughter Megan's disappearance and the agonizing ache of a father torn from his child. The trio settles into a comfortable routine within the bunker, finding solace in each other's company. They collaborate on cooking meals, engage in lively games, and share anecdotes from their past lives. Michelle, a former fashion designer, indulges in doodling on magazines, a nostalgic reminder of her previous creative pursuits. One day, the bunker is rattled by vibrations, accompanied by flickering lights, signaling the passing of helicopters overhead. Howard, drawing from his Navy experience, speculates that they could be enemy aircraft scouting for survivors. A sudden alarm interrupts their tranquility, indicating a blockage in the bunker's air filtration system. Michelle, selected for her petite stature, ventures into the cramped vents to resolve the issue. Despite the challenging conditions, she perseveres, following Howard's instructions meticulously to restore functionality to the filtration system. At that pivotal moment, Michelle's gaze fixes on a ladder leading to a window hatch, igniting her curiosity. As she ascends, her heart quickens at the sight of the word help etched into the window pane, its message stained with blood. Descending, a chilling discovery awaits her. Blood-smeared earrings lying nearby, their silent echoing in the dimly lit space. Later, in a moment of intimacy with Emmett, Michelle presents the earrings alongside Megan's photo, a puzzle taking shape in her mind. Yet Emmett's revelation shatters her assumptions, identifying the missing girl as Brittany, a haunting memory from his past. Michelle's revelation of the cryptic message, etched in the window, triggers an unsettling cascade of events as a photo depicting Howard and Brittany emerges, linking Michelle's attire to a grim fate. As Howard's unwavering gaze falls upon her, urging her towards a contaminated shower, Michelle's mind races with a newfound resolve, sparked by the realization of her perilous predicament. In the privacy of the bathroom, a glimmer of hope emerges as she eyes the shower curtain, envisioning a makeshift barrier against danger. With Emmett's silent support, Michelle embarks on a clandestine mission, fashioning a crude hazmat suit from the humblest of materials, each moment fraught with the risk of discovery. As the days unfold, a cloak of secrecy envelops her air endeavors, shielding her from Howard's watchful eye as she toils tirelessly towards an uncertain escape. One fateful day, Howard tasks Michelle and Emmett with retrieving a barrel containing a perilous acid from a cabinet, revealing its lethal nature. His demeanor turns accusatory upon discovering tools in Emmett's possession, hurling them into the acid pit, demanding justification. Emmett, in a desperate bid to salvage their scheme, fabricates a tale of crafting a weapon to earn Michelle's esteem, begging Howard's forgiveness. Yet, in a shocking twist, Howard summarily executes Emmett with a gunshot to the head, justifying his action as a misguided act of protection. As Michelle recoils in horror, Howard, now more menacing than ever, coerces her into seclusion while he disposes of Emmett's remains. Amidst her anguish, Michelle finds solace in Emmett's belongings, resolved to honor his memory. Howard, appearing with a facade of normalcy, offers Michelle a semblance of familial harmony, leaving behind a chilling reminder of his ruthlessness. Determined to uphold Emmett's legacy, Michelle redoubles her efforts, forging ahead with her makeshift suit. However, a careless oversight jeopardizes her progress as Howard stumbles upon incriminating evidence, unearthing Michelle's clandestine endeavor. Seizing a moment of opportunity, Michelle flees to Howard's room, uncovering Emmett's grisly fate amidst the eerie silence. In a frenzied struggle for escape, Michelle turns the tables on Howard, using cunning and quick reflexes to outmaneuver him. With a swift kick, she sends the barrel of acid hurtling towards him, creating a diversion as she bolts from the room. The acidic cascade ignites a fiery inferno, engulfing the bunker in chaos. Undeterred by the flames, Michelle retrieves her makeshift hazmat suit, braving the blistering heat to confront her tormentor once more. Howard, consumed by rage, attempts to thwart her escape, but Michelle's resourcefulness prevails. Dodging his frenzied attacks, she maneuvers through the labyrinthine vents, each move a calculated dance of survival. Despite Howard's relentless pursuit, Michelle's determination remains unyielding. Finally, donning her protective gear, she breaches the final barrier, breaking free from the suffocating confines of the bunker. Emerging into the open air, Michelle is greeted by the crisp freedom of the outside world, a stark contrast to the oppressive captivity she endured. As she catches her breath, a sense of relief washes over her, mingled with the uncertainty of what lies ahead. Yet as the distant hum of an aircraft punctuates the sky, Michelle stands undaunted, ready to embrace the unknown future that awaits beyond the horizon. In a heart-pounding moment of panic, Michelle seeks refuge in the shed, fearing Howard's return, only to be met with a deafening explosion as the bunker erupts in flames. The cataclysmic blast catches the attention of an approaching alien spacecraft, sending a shiver of dread down Michelle's spine. With adrenaline-fueled urgency, she scrambles for safety, attempting to flee in the nearest vehicle, only to face the obstacle of missing keys and blaring alarms. As the extraterrestrial threat draws nearer, Michelle's instincts kick into overdrive, leading her to a grim discovery: the lifeless form of the injured woman. Determined to evade capture, Michelle embarks on a desperate search for the car keys, her every move shadowed by the looming presence of the alien intruder. With nerves stretched to the breaking point, she seizes a fleeting opportunity to disable the alarm and slip away unnoticed. Racing against time, Michelle darts toward the relative shelter of a nearby house, only to find herself pursued by the relentless alien foe. Yet, as tension reaches its zenith, a sudden interruption halts their deadly game of cat and mouse. The ominous arrival of the alien spacecraft, heralded by a blinding cascade of light. With impending danger looming overhead, Michelle's frantic scramble for survival reaches a critical juncture as she fumbles to secure her mask before the impending detonation unleashes a devastating explosion. In a desperate bid for survival, Michelle seeks refuge in the truck, only to face a harrowing encounter as the alien blocks her escape and snatches away her mask. With adrenaline coursing through her veins, Michelle seizes a moment of opportunity, rigging together makeshift weapons from the truck's meager contents. As the spaceship looms overhead, she hurls her improvised Molotov bomb at the colossal creature, unleashing a fiery explosion that sends shockwaves rippling through the sky. Amidst the chaos, the alien craft hurtles downward, crashing into the earth below. Miraculously spared from the wreckage, Michelle emerges unscathed, ready to embark on her next chapter of survival. With determination etched upon her face, she sets her sights on a new destination, Houston, where the battle against the extraterrestrial invaders rages on. Guided by courage and resolve, Michelle revs the engine and speeds away into the unknown, prepared to confront whatever challenges lie ahead in the fight for humanity's survival.